Hello, welcome to day 5 of machine learning interview preparation. In the Python learning series, today we'll be talking about a list comprehension. By definition, list comprehension is a shorter way and it is an elegant way of creating new list from existing iterables. So, in the previous video, I talked about iterables. So, any Python object that can be looped over are iterables. List is an iterable, range is an iterable, string is an iterable. So, if we can create a new list from an iterable, then it is called in an elegant way, then it is called list comprehension. So there are three basic syntax of list comprehension. So we'll discuss about them in a moment with an example. After that, I'll come back to this. List comprehension can be written in using this syntax like expression for item in iterable or with if clause and with if and else clause. So we'll be looking into that. Uh, so in the previous video, I also discussed about difference between iterable and iterator. So iterable is something that you can loop over. So it would be list, tuple, set, dictionary. They are iterables. Iterator is an object that performs iteration in a loop. So iterator is an object that actually performs the looping or the iteration. So these are the difference that we discussed in the previous video. Let me go to an example, and in this example, I'll give you a basic idea of how to write list comprehension. So the question is square every number in a list. So let's say I have a list called let's say my list, and it contains, let's say, five numbers or three numbers. Let's say 2, 5, 9. So I have three numbers in a list called my list, right? So the question is, we have to square every number in a list. So there are different ways to do it, and a simplest way is to use for loop, right? So I can initialize an empty list, and if I run for loop on my list, I can like directly square that, right? For item in my list colon sq dot append item square. So now sq is 4, 2 square is 4, 5 square is 25, and 9 square is 81, right? This is one method. So I can alternatively I can use list comprehension in this case to write that code. So I'll use list comprehension syntax, right? So let me show you an example. So I want to create a list from existing iterable, right? So by definition, we wanna create a new list from existing iterable. So my list is a existing iterable, and I want to create a new list called square from this existing iterable. So that's the whole point, right? So if you look here, to square every number, I can just write for item in my list. So I'll write this one here, for item in my list. The syntax is same, right? I haven't written colon because like I'm doing it in line. I already have sq, and I don't want to append anything, right? So I just want to square all the items. So the syntax would be item square sq. So the square of each item is 4, 25, and 81. This is the same output, right? So what I did is item square is an expression, right? So it is an expression, expression for item in my list is a iterable. This is the syntax. So expression for item in iterable is a syntax to write inline list comprehension. I mean, inline for loop and do list comprehension. So, what is expression? Expression always returns a value. So, it is simple mathematical terminology, right? Expression always 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 returns a value. Then value itself is an expression. Value itself, ITSELF, is an expression. So other would be assignment operation is an expression. So what does it mean by like assignment operation is an expression? So for example, if I write y equals to 5, it is an expression. It is a mathematical expression, right? You can write y equals to 5 in algebra, right? It is an expression. So assignment operation is also expression. An expression always returns a value. This assignment operation returns a value 5. So y has a value 5. Let's go to another example. So in this example, I have one list called my list, and it contains even and odd numbers. The question is, from the question, we have to identify only even numbers from this list. So the simplest way is to like define a even variable that contains list of even number, right? So it is an empty list. The classical way to extract even number from a list is to use a normal for item in my list. If any of the item is item modulus 2 returns a remainder 0, then it is an even number. Even dot append item. So if I do this, even variable will contain the list of even number from my list, right? So I have filtered out even number from this list. 1 is odd, 2 is even, 4 is even, 22 is odd, 62 is even, and 99 is odd, right? So we have 2, 4, and 62. So I'll filter out the even number using list comprehension now. So let's see, I'm copying the code, pasted it here. Say just a comparative study to make you understand how to do this. So we have a list and we want to create a new list that contains even numbers. So even would be a new list. Now we have to write the for loop as usual. For item in my list, so I'll write for item in my list. So now you have to write this line: if item modulus 2 double equals to 0. Now we need item, right? Item is an expression. So in the previously I said, what is an expression? Expression always returns a value. Value itself is an expression. So we have to write expression in the front side. So I'll write item here. So if you print even, you'll see the filtered even numbers. So this is another technique to write list comprehension with if statement. So far we have discussed there are so far we have discussed two ways of writing list comprehension. One is expression for item in iterable. So this one is the syntax: expression for item in iterable. Now the syntax is expression for item in iterable if condition. If this condition is true, we write an expression. So that is the whole syntax of filtering out even and odd numbers from a list. So let's see another example. The question is label number as even or odd. So let's say this is my list, and I want my output to have, output should be something like this. So 1 is odd, 2 is even, the expected, I'm writing the expected output. So 5 is sorry, 4 is even, 55 is odd, and 62 is even, and 99 is odd. So I want to create a new list that maps is value if they are even, it will write even, if they are odd, if it is odd it will write odd. So that is my expected output. So I want to do this using list comprehension. So let's see, I'll write this using first I'll write this using normal for loop. So output should be empty list first, and then we have to run a for loop for item in my list. If item modulus to double equals to 0, it is an even number. So output dot append, it should be even, else it should be odd, right? So this is the basic program. Odd, so let's compare the output: odd, even, even, odd, even, odd, right? So this is the way, I mean, by simply you can write, you can find the solution by this example or by this approach. So I'll try to convert this into a list comprehension. Let's say alternatively, using list comprehension. So this is my list, I want to create a new list called output. So now I have to write for item in my list, for item in my list. So now I have to write if and else at once, right? So it has both if and else. So it should be on a first, not after my list. So we have to write if and else before the for loop. So the expression is even, right? The expression is even if item modulus 2 is equals to 0, else it would be odd. So what I have written is the first part of the syntax is expression, right? So it should be even when if item modulus 2 double equals to 0, else it would be odd, else it would be odd. So this is the whole syntax. So I'll print the output output. The output is here: odd, even, odd, even, odd. So the syntax would be, now the syntax would be expression if condition. So the if this condition is true, we take this expression, else, so we have to write else expression as well, because like if it is not true, then it is an odd. If a number is not, I mean, if you divide a number by 2 and the remainder is not 0, then it is an odd. So that's the whole point for item in iterable. So this is the syntax. So let's go to the top, and I'll conclude this tutorial. So first example is expression for item in iterable. First syntax is, second syntax is expression for item in iterable if condition. The last syntax that we just discussed is expression if true, So expression if condition else expression for item in interval. You can just like write this alternatively like this, or I'll just write expression if else for item in BLE. So they are equivalent. You can just write expression if true. So if this condition is true, we write this expression. Else, we write this expression. I mean, if it is false, then expression we write expression from the false statement for item in interval, or you can just say expression. I'm writing different expression here. You can like look into this. This is caps and this is in lowercase, just to distinguish between two expression. So just to distinguish between the expression that we should write for if and else. So expression if condition else expression for item in interval. So the output is even if item modulus 2 equals to 0, else it is odd for item in interval or my list. So this is the example of list comprehension. So by definition, list comprehension is an elegant way of writing of creating new list from iterables. So iterables could be list, range, string, tuples. So something where you can run and loop in Python that they are iterables. So this is the whole point of list comprehension. Thank you.